Welcome back, everybody. It's shop day. We're out here again working on the Celica. We got a little bit of progress, but not much. We've been sick the last couple weeks. So the transmission is in now. We've got everything put together. We got to get the drive shaft back in. A lot of stuff that we need to get done today. We want to get the rear coils on. We're going to try and get as much done as we possibly can, and we'll just explain things to you guys as we go along. So here we go. Alright, welcome to the dirty ass underside of the Celica. Transmission's in. Just got the drive shaft all bolted in. It was a pain in the ass to find the bolts for it. We misplaced them and I had to dig through the bolt bin for like 2 hours. But there they are. Now on to the next thing. Okay, so I know that we touched on this a little bit in the last video, but the one-piece suspension that I had picked up for the Celica won't work. It just doesn't fit into the strut casings up there. So we robbed the 8.6 of its suspension, and we're gonna get this into the Celica.
One week later.
Last week, we hit a little bit of a snag. We got the rear suspension put into the car, but the panhard bar gave us a little bit of trouble and sent this side a little wonky. So this strut was coming out and hitting here. Obviously, that's not desirable. We want everything to be nice and straight, so we're gonna get the panhard bar out today. We're going to fabricate it a bit and get it back in there, and hopefully when we set this car back on the ground, we won't have that same issue any longer. So yep, that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna get underneath here and get that all out.
All right, I took a bunch of these blue t-shirt rags that we have to try to cover as much as I can to try not to ruin anything. Oh yeah, look at how sparkly all this stuff is. Looks pretty dope. But anyways, I gotta cut this hole. You see this line right here? I need to cut the hole out to this line for the new 5-speed shifter to come through. So I used some paper towels to cover up the transmission so I don't get a bunch of debris and metal shavings in there. So I'm just gonna try to do it little by little, and hopefully I can cut this out without starting a fire. I'll get back at you when it's done. All right, that was a little bit stressful, but we have it cut out. And then this part up here, I just couldn't really get the grinder in there without like catching on stuff. So I just kind of folded it over and I'll be fine. But now the hole is open enough to put the shifter in. So now we're gonna put the shifter turret and well, actually we're gonna put the oil in first, and then we're gonna put the shifter turret, and we're gonna put the short shifter that she got, and we're gonna test it out. All right, so we got the shifter in there. We had to add spacers between this top plate because when we screwed it all the way down, it put too much of a tight tolerance on this little ball here, and it made it so this was really hard to move around. We tried to use white lithium grease and that didn't really help, so we put these little spacers under these bolts, and now it works really well, and it's super short. So that, like, this is neutral, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, reverse. So yeah, that's it. We're gonna start putting the center console back in here and all the other interior stuff. You excited?
Yeah, 5-speed finally.
Hell yeah. All right, guys, we're over here at a junkyard in Olympia called Pick and Pull, and we haven't been able to find a seal for the RA29 hatch anywhere that's reasonable priced, and the ones that are reasonably priced are coming from like Malaysia or something like that. So
yeah,
they're like,
take forever.
it's like a 2-month, like wait, we don't have that kind of time because we're trying to bust ass. So basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the junkyard and we're just gonna try to find a couple seals on some various cars that look close. We're gonna buy them for cheap. We're gonna just test fit them to the Celica and see what happens.
It's gonna be all trial and error, you guys. We don't know. This could fit, this could not fit. We might have to cut some things. We don't know. We're just hoping for the best, so fingers crossed for us, guys.
All right, the first specimen, we got this dope ass Corolla. The real ugly ones that I like these a lot. It's ripped. So this one's ripped, so we're gonna move on, see what else we can find. But it seems like we're gonna find something today for sure.
Yes.
Because the way this is, see that? See that right there? That's exactly how yours is.
Yes.
So anything like this will work. But anyways, let's close it.
No. Oh no!
Oh no, it's a Juggalo car. Oh God. All right, we found this dope ass Toyota van. I love these things. We're gonna check the hatch seal. Oh, what? Nice. It's got a little box back here they made.
don't know if it pops from back here.
Probably have to. Oh.
Did you get it?
Oh no.
Oh, it's pulling up. It has auto windows and doors.
We're not gonna get this open. I unlocked it and locked it. It's broken. Maybe you can get it open from the inside. Not opening. All right, on to the next one.
328,000 miles.
Oh fuck! This thing got fucked up. Holy shit. Dope.
Hey, it looks cozy.
These are like the same as an 8.6. These door handles. All right, well, on to the next one. It seems like we found a seal off of this Outback hatch. It seems like it's a little deeper than the stock Celica, a tiny bit.
Better deeper than more shallow.
Yeah, which means it will be taller, which means it'll probably seal better. So we have this, and we're gonna keep looking, but we have this so far. We're hoping to find like a van or something, like a Toyota Previa or something like that. But we found something, so we got the first one. We're gonna find a different one.
All right, back from the junkyard. We were able to find a couple of seals here. One off of a Subaru Outback and the other off of a Chevy Aveo.
We only paid $11 for both of these seals. So hopefully one of them fits on there and it actually works.
As you can see, one of them's from like a little bit of a newer car, so it's got a little more squish to it. I mean, obviously we want a good seal. This one's a little older, looks a little more cracked. This one, however, is in pretty decent shape.
It came off of like, I think it was like a 2000, like 13 or something Aveo. It could have been a Chrysler or something, but it looked like an Aveo. But,
van, either way. So it's big enough. We might have to cut it to size. We'll see. It's going to be a little bit of a experiment trying to see if we can get either of these on there. Because if you look at the insides here, a lot of the ridging on some of those other cars is a lot larger and deeper. So mine's a little more shallow. We're gonna have a little bit of room to play with, but that might also be good just because we want it to have a nice tight seal, being that it's used. All right, so anyone who follows this series will know that the wheels that are on the Celica right now, I hate them. I hate them so much. I was really worried about having to roll around on these things, and I was hopeful that by the time that the car was running and driving, I'd have a different option. Well, today, I do. We got my wheels in. They arrived way quicker than we were expecting, but you guys, look at that. So we're gonna have 14 by 8s up front and 14 by 9s in the back. So right now, we have the very nerve-wracking task of rolling these fenders.
Because we forgot to do them before we painted it.
We should have done that in the bodywork phase. We didn't. That's our bad. And now we have to worry about whether or not any of this paint is going to crack, crease, chip. It's going to be super nerve-wracking, you guys.
But we have a contingency plan. So if we crack the paint or mess it up at all, we're just gonna go get the TRD Toy Sport flares. We're gonna fucking cut this bitch up and throw some flares on it. Also, these wheels are 14 by 9, negative 20 in the back, and 14 by 8, negative 10 in the front. So they're pretty crazy offset. We're running a Federal 185, 55, 14 stretched on all of them. So
yes. So wish us luck on getting those things in there, and wish us luck on not fucking up the gorgeous paint job that we have on this thing. I mean, it doesn't look very gorgeous right now because it's covered in gross, but you know.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Ghetto Ass Fucking Garage. This was just too floppy, so I thought I'd retrace my roots for the front. And since it's a tiny ass lip that needs to be rolled, thought I would do the old jack handle trick. So what I'm doing here is I'm taping it off and I'm heating up the paint, and I'm also using sandpaper to keep it from chipping. So fingers crossed, I'm gonna roll this shit. So we'll see what happens. See, kids, all you want to do is just stick that fucker in here, pry on it a little bit, and just roll her along. Like so. And then you lower the jack incrementally. So you roll it once back and forth, lower the jack. Roll it once back and forth, lower the jack. And then after a while, the fucking lip should be rolled up in there, which it is. Alright, crank her slow. Rip it over. You're good. check the back or the side.
Good?
Oh, you're good. There's gonna be no rubbage at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick.
You have like, I can fit my full hand inside
Yep.
of there.
That's not the gap I like to hear about,
Well,
right?
no,
We need
but
to
it's not really
lower.
noticeable because the stretch and everything, but like,
Yep.
it looks fine.
Yep.
I'd say we lower it until it's dangerously close to rubbing.
Come on. I have the 14x9, -20 right here. And this is the lip we're dealing with. If you see that, it's pretty sizable. We're probably gonna have to roll that off, or roll it up. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna test fit this and then see how close it is, or if it will even fit at all, so we can kind of get an idea of what it's gonna take to actually make these fit. All right, guys, this is gonna be way easier than we thought it was going to be. This is with the full weight of the car right now. This is the current height we have it at, and it looks really nice, and we're only gonna have to roll it just a little bit. So it's funny, back here I ended up not using the fender roller at all. What I did is I just wrapped my 8-pound hammer with a towel, heated the crap out of the paint, and then just kind of hammered up on the lip until the lip was completely flush. And now there's no way this is gonna rub at all. And it actually fits really well. And basically we're gonna go lower in the future, but for now, this is what they look like. This is kind of what the stance looks like in the back. Has a really nice amount of poke. And it just overall looks really good. This side looks amazing. Right here, this is how it looks now. This is what the stance is. We're probably gonna go a lot lower in the future, but for now, this is good. So yeah, that's one more thing crossed off the list. We got the wheels on. Jan has the whole interior together. Give you a little peek of that real quick. Whole interior is together, wheels in, shift. She's using my 8.6 shift boot right now temporarily, but she'll get a different shift boot in the future. But everything's together. It's 5-speed, shift's nice, everything's good. So yeah, the next thing we need to do is wait for the carb to get here, do the tune-up. We need to bleed the brakes, and right now we're gonna try to fit the hatch seal and see how that works out. All right, back at it again. A week later, we had to get some stuff because when we tried to bleed the brakes, both calipers seized up. So what we did is we went on Rock Auto, we ordered some new brake calipers, which we'll show you. Jam right now is taking the brake calipers off so we can put the new ones on.
Or it would be, if I could find the tools.
Yep, she can't find the tools, big surprise. We have this carburetor. It's a eBay Weber copy, but we got 2 of these, and the other one is on Jam's brother's Tercel, and it seems to work really nice. So we're just gonna take our chances with this because the carb we got was shitty. So we're gonna toss this on there. We're gonna toss the new brakes on there. We also got another seal. The 2 seals that we got off of the Subaru Outback and the Chevy Aveo did not fit. They were too short, so we went back to the wrecking yard and we got the trunk seal from a late 80s Plymouth Voyager van. It should be plenty long enough, and we might have to shorten it a little bit, but that will have the trunk seal as well. We also had keys made for the hatch lock, so now we should have keys to the car. So the agenda today is to get as much done as we possibly can to maybe test drive this thing and possibly drive it home. So fingers crossed, let's see what we can do. All right, the brakes are done. The carb is on there. I had to do some crazy shit because it being a cheap Chinese carb, this bolt or nut right here stripped out instantly. So what I did is I tack welded this this little bracket that connects the throttle linkage. I've tack welded it on there onto the nut, so it's good. It works and everything, and bolted it on there. So we filled the bowl with gas. So we're gonna try to start it and see what happens. So give her a start. Sweet. We'll do a little bit of tuning with the idle enrichment. We also have a full tune-up for the thing, oil change, spark plugs, cap and rotor, all that stuff. So it should be good. It seems like it's running pretty good.
This is normal. We like it.
Also, we have the seal from the Voyager van on there, and it fits fine. and you could close it. You close it, once it latches, it sits up a little bit, but once it latches, it'll be perfect.
The latches are not on there right now. Nothing is inside there right now.
So yeah, seems that now that the choke is working a little bit better, it's heating up a little bit. It's not plugged in yet, but it seems to be idling better already. So yeah, so what we have to do now is we have to connect, next time we come out here, we have to connect the linkage. We have to put a lot of springs on it, put a spring somewhere so it has a good return, because it has shitty return. And bleed the brakes.
By shitty return, you mean none. Zero return.
Yeah.
Zero.
So what we have to do is bleed the brakes, tidy up some shit, and then we should be able to drive it. All right, Jam has the car started. Everything, the brakes are bled. Everything looks good on it. She's gonna back it out and rinse it off. Are you excited?
To wash my car in the rain?
This will be the first time you've ever driven this thing, ever. Oh, it's moving. Man, this thing looks good. Five speed. It's finally a 5-speed. Finally lowered. Finally has wheels on it. Everything works for the most part. We've got to get the brake lights working, but this thing just moved under its own power as a 5-speed for the first time. Giving her her first bath.
Now my green looks so good out here in this light.
You can't even really tell it's green on the phone. A little bit, you can tell a little bit that it's green. Guess we'll see if the seals will kind of hold up.
Yeah. Alright guys, that's all she wrote. We got the carburetor in there, we got the wheels on, the fenders rolled. We did a lot of work to this thing. There's still a little bit to go, but we're confident that this thing is going to be roadworthy soon. So stick around, like, subscribe, watch the next one.